Do you know what this is? Not only is it a really, really shit drawing, it's also a bell curve. And what a bell curve is, it's used in statistics to measure the average population. So it's usually split into 3 quadrants. And what you have here is you have the lower average of the population, you have the average of the population, and you have the above average of a population. You can even go further and actually break it down into even more. Fuck, got pen on my wall. My landlord is not gonna like that. So what you have here is you have the top 50%, you have the lower 50%, then you have the top 25%, then you have the top 10%, and vice versa. Now, what a lot of people think when they try to, get into their fitness journey, get into whatever kind of journey that they want to approach, that they have to put themselves in this top 10%. And what I mean by that is they need to do everything that the top 10% usually do in regards to fitness. They need to meticulously work out how many carbs and fats that they need to intake, as well as their protein and the calorie intake. They need to sacrifice any kind of food which isn't beneficial towards their fat loss journey or by expansion towards their performance. They need to be going to the gym 6-7 times a week in order to get the most effort and most benefits out of it. But that is not the case, because as what I've just shown you here, the top 10% is saved and reserved for the elite. And this isn't me saying that you're not special, because of course you're special, look at you. But there's a very, very high possibility that if you're watching this video, you are not in that special percentage which are known as elite athletes. And it's actually probably smaller than that 10%, because honestly the top 1% is usually at the athletic. So what you need to understand is that the majority of people in the UK population and in the population all over the world fall into this nice little centre bracket here, which means that when you're approaching your fitness journey, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be doing all of the shit that you see elite athletes do, or that the top 1% of the top 1% of fit individuals do. You need to just do better than average, because the average person doesn't go to the gym. The average person doesn't track their calories. The average person doesn't try and stay more active. The average person, unfortunately in today's society, sits on their arse all day after they've got home from work, haven't really exercised in school, and just eat whatever the fuck they want. And in order to take yourself away from that average, in order to take yourself away from your average, which is where you are right now, you just need to do something more. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to do what the top 1% of the top 1% are doing. Not a chance, because let's be honest, you most likely will not stick to it. I mean, if you want to try it, crack on. See how hard it is. Because I know top 1% of top 1% athletes, and their week is crazy. They go to the gym 2-3 times a day. They have a strict, restrictive diet plan that is all towards trying to make sure that they perform at the highest level. And they don't really have a social life or any other life outside of that, to be honest. And no one expects you to do that. So stop trying to be perfect with everything, because you're part of the general population. And that's not a bad thing at all. It's just where you are. It's just who you are and just what people expect of you. So just try and get to the gym a decent amount of times a week. Try and just improve your activity a little bit at a time. And when it comes to nutrition, try and just create a moderate deficit. Don't worry about what fats and what carbohydrates you're intaking, because you don't really need to worry about that. As long as you're hitting your calorie intake and as long as you're hitting your protein intake, you're absolutely golden. Don't try and overcomplicate it. Save this for the athletes. Save this for the people that get paid to play football or run or row or whatever. Because at the end of the day, you don't want that. You just want to feel good with your top off. You want to be able to fuck with the lights on, and you just want to feel more confident within your body. So start training and eating to achieve that, rather than trying to achieve a lifelong contract with Liverpool Football Club. I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a like. If you've got any questions for me, please feel free to comment below, because I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. And if you want to catch any more free fitness or fat loss based content without any of the bullshit, as always, make sure that you're either following my Instagram at k.p_health or subscribe to this channel. Peace.